This 51st season of W5 launches with an investigation into the surging number of Canadians paying thousands of dollars more to be comfortable in their homes than they need to. People are showing up at doorsteps across the country claiming to be energy inspectors, convincing unsuspecting Canadians to buy a new furnace or an air conditioner. It's a well-planned and hardcore sales pitch, which would have anyone's head spinning. They are smart, aggressive, and predatory. Swarming neighborhoods where the houses are older, the residents may be older or relatively new to the country. They scope first, looking for evidence of people at home or cars in the driveway, and then they set their trap. A woman in Regina was recording on her smartphone as a man came to the door.
Good. We were just looking for Marie.
I'm sorry, she's not here right now.
Oh, do you know a better time to check back?
I'm not sure. She's out visiting my grandpa.
He doesn't say who he works for and tries to find out when the elderly homeowner will return.
Can I ask what you're here about?
Well, we were here about the standard change for the heating and cooling.
The furnace.
The furnace, yeah.
Okay, well, she's not interested.
But he keeps pushing.
It's not a matter of interest, though. We're not here selling a furnace of any kind.
Yeah, she told me that you came in and took a look at the furnace. She's not interested.
Then he becomes suspicious she's recording the conversation.
That's what I thought. I thought you'd walk away. Bye-bye.
It is a well-planned routine, happening door to door across the country, or increasingly in telephone pitches. The aim is to get deeper into the home and deeper into a conversation about furnaces or air conditioning. A few months ago, Deb Hattie opened the door to her Peterborough, Ontario home. What kinds of things were you told that made you believe that they were official or at least associated with the government?
Well, they said Ontario Energy, and I think they're wanting you to make that leap that it's Ontario Energy Board. And then I had said on several occasions, well, you're with the government, I guess I'm safe. And she never,
Never said she wasn't?
No.
The company's name was Ontario Energy Group, or OEG. So what did they say they wanted to do that you allowed them into the house initially?
That they wanted to make sure that I had the right piping, sort of thing, that they're just doing an inspection to make sure that I was up to code.
So they never told you that they were selling furnaces?
No.
Deb found OEG saleswoman to be polite and friendly, so she let her in and down to the basement, where she looked over the piping.
She's tapping the pipes. Yeah, these are good. This is exactly what you're supposed to have. And then she launches into the spiel. It's a bit of a blur, but the Ontario government is offering these energy incentives and rebates and discounts. And then she said to me, even though my furnace was up to date, the energy that the motor was using in electricity, the savings I would realize would offset the cost of the furnace rental. So I thought, oh, hey, what have I got to lose?
When you looked at this contract, did any alarm bells go off?
Not really, because I just looked at the front and I had asked a few questions. And again, like I say, I figured it's the government. They're not going to hose you.
And did you read the contract thoroughly?
No.
How come?
I read the front, and it was just basically because she had done all the talking, I thought it was pretty clear.
What Deb agreed to in the fine print, and there was a lot of it on the back of the contract, was paying OEG monthly payments of $158 for the useful life of the new furnace and air conditioner. That's typically 15 years. Plus, OEG can increase its charges 3.8% each year, even as the equipment depreciates. Nowhere does the contract estimate the total value of the rental payments, or what she would have to pay if she wanted out of them, which Deb did, after she says some of the promised savings on her energy bill never materialized.
And that's when I finally tweaked, oh my good God, I've been hosed.
When she stopped paying her monthly fee, the company's lawyer told her what it will cost to get out of the contract, warning ominously, govern yourself accordingly. To get out of this, they're asking you for
$20,000.
That's wild. And then this gave you how long to pay $20,000?
Oh, this one, I think it was like, okay, the 23rd, and the letter was dated the 16th.
So you had a week to come up with $20,000?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I don't think I could sell my kidney that fast.
We checked with dealers, and these low-end units cost about $3,500 if you buy them. So you thought this was a great deal. What did it turn out to be?
No, it's been a freaking nightmare. I mean, it's ruined everything. It's ruined me financially. It's ruined all my plans, everything. I can't even get out of the house. I can't even, my credit's in the crapper. Yeah.
All because of this one contract.
Yeah.
The Better Business Bureau and consumer advocacy groups have been bombarded with complaints about high-pressure and untruthful door-to-door sales tactics by multiple companies.
So they'll tell you, I'm here to do a safety check.
And for the salespeople going door-to-door, there are scripts crafted to deceive homeowners.
Well, I have here the sales pitch.
This young man we'll call Michael because he doesn't want his identity known, told CTV News he quit a different company. He even brought us a manual new hires are given to hone their pitch.
They'll tell you once you get in, you just play the part. You know, pretend like you're checking the furnace, pretend like you know what you're doing with the water heater. You get paid by the sale because you're going out every day lying to people and conning people. They do it everywhere, every single company, and they're also branching out into other provinces.
Warren Healy from the association representing home heating and cooling companies says the tactics of a few are destroying its reputation. So is this a growing problem for your industry?
I think it is. What we're hearing back, we have a number of chapters across the country, and what we're hearing back is more and more concern about what's happening door to door, which is not really a part of how our industry goes to market.
So, for example, is the Ontario Energy Group, are they a member of your institute?
No, they're not.
OAG has relied heavily on door-to-door sales, and just this year was charged with numerous offenses under the Ontario Consumer Protection Act. Also named in those charges is OAG's owner, Eugene Farber, captured here in undercover video, for failing to take reasonable care to prevent the company from committing the alleged offenses. In total, 142 charges relating to the business practices of OEG. Eugene Farber has no public social media profile, but W5 was able to confirm he owns multiple high-end condos in Toronto and one in Florida. We were also told he drives luxury cars. In a recent press release, OEG claims to have now suspended door-to-door sales. But there are still unhappy customers in cities and towns throughout the province. Elaine and John Fraser in Brockville, Ontario, had an OEG salesperson at their door in May of 2015. Did you have any inclination that she was actually there to make a sales pitch, or did you think she was there to do an inspection?
At first, an inspection to see, because that's what she wanted to look at. And I did take her downstairs to look at the furnace.
Because you're worried that there's a problem.
Yep.
Right? There's a safety problem. This is serious stuff.
ABS piping wasn't up to regulation. They were prone to leaks. She had told me about a family that had passed because of carbon monoxide poisoning.
That it died?
In Toronto, she had a newspaper clipping from and she flashed that out to us, saying how dangerous those pipes are and they have to be changed.
But the implication is, if not, you'll die.
Carbon monoxide poisoning.
Yes.
So Elaine and John signed a contract, even though in Ontario, consumers aren't forced to change the pipes unless a leak is detected or work is done on the furnace. But OEG was there within hours with a new furnace and air conditioner. The Frasers never knew the full cost. Later, Elaine researched that if she had bought them, they would have cost $2,000 without installation. Their estimate of the total cost of renting through OEG?
For the air conditioner and furnace, probably by the time they're finished, over $30,000.
$30,000. Over
I'd
how
say
many
somewhere
years?
around 1,800%.
Over what the actual price is.
It's on the contract. It says 15 years. They told us verbally 7 years, but I don't know what to believe now.
Can you get out of this?
I don't know.
And to make matters even worse, some of OEG's customers have a legal claim on the property until the debt has been paid off.
They wouldn't put a lien against our house because we were paying our bills. But I would imagine there's people that aren't.
Well, we went to the land registry. And Home Trust Company has a $14,000 lien on your house.
Really? Wow.
Did they ever tell you that?
No.
Am I the first one to tell you that?
Yes.
Yep.
Do you know who the Home Trust Company is?
Nope.
And this company now has a lien on your home.
Isn't that nice? Well, they want it. I'll burn it down.
So who is Home Trust and why are they involved? Well, those are their offices right in the heart of Toronto's financial district, and they claim to be one of Canada's biggest regulated financial institutions. In a statement to W5, they confirmed they purchased only the income stream the OEG contract spin off, and the contracts allow that. Even so, Home Trust writes, we no longer accept rental agreements from OEG. Do you know whether they approached anyone else in your neighborhood?
Yes, actually, Amy and Steve Labrache that live around the corner from us, they have it as well.
Maybe we can go see them?
Yeah. I bet you she doesn't know there's a lien probably against her home too.
So when she came across Amy, did she tell her that she'd just been at your place?
Apparently, according to what Amy told me, she used my name.
In what way?
She told Amy that I had just signed up.
All right, and this is Amy's house here, right?
Yeah.
Hi, Amy. I'm Kevin Newman with W5. How you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Hi, how you doing? I'm Kevin. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Have you always paid your bill
Yep.
to the company?
Yep, we pay it every month, whether we agree with it or not. We pay it every month.
You're still paying it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Do you know whether there's a lien against your house?
No idea.
No.
So we checked your place under the Land Registry Office in Ontario, and this Home Trust Company, those are your names, right?
Yes.
They put a $14,000 lien on your house. Do you know who Home Trust Company is?
Never even heard of them.
Did they ever tell you that Home Trust Company would be involved in this transaction?
No.
No.
Does this seem fair to you?
No, it doesn't.
No, I'm.
And you
I
should be
was
telling
angry before,
somebody
but
about
this is bad.
Little protection against deceptive sales.
That is exactly the kind of conduct that the Act is designed to prevent.
Victims fighting their way out of a bad deal.
We're gonna have to get into some legal action. I was like, okay.
When W5 continues.
Who doesn't want to help make the environment cleaner? Who doesn't want to lower their energy costs significantly? Those were just two of the enticing pitches made as Brandy Prowse opened her Edmonton home to a door-to-door salesman. There we go. Promising to replace a furnace she owned with one she could rent, which is here under the sheet. So you kept the furnace they sold you in the garage.
Yeah.
Right. She says she fell for the pitch.
I said that we could get a furnace at $90 a month for 5 years, and it would cut our cost in half for the gas bill.
Do you even need a furnace?
No. No.
You had a perfectly fine
yeah,
furnace.
but they convinced us that these new high-efficiency furnaces are better, way better, and mine was outdated, considered outdated, and I'm thinking, well, cut my $350 bill in half. Oof.
It seemed like a great deal from a company called Alberta Energy Group. What Brandy missed were online warnings about aggressive furnace salespeople operating in Alberta from the city of Calgary, Calgary Police Service. The town of Olds posted a warning specifically naming Alberta Energy Group on its Facebook page. And a posting from August 2016 by Service Alberta, the ministry responsible for consumer protection in the province, fining an AEG door-to-door salesperson who misled and deceived a consumer, promising he would save enough money to pay for a new furnace, contravening Alberta's Fair Trading Act. Brandy's mom, though, had heard about the furnace sale schemes.
Once I realized that they'd gotten into her home and they'd convinced her, I just knew that they had convinced her that this was the way that she should go, and they obviously used a lot of, I think, calculations, a lot of money-saving terms. That's why she moved forward.
You got caught in an energy trap.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you're a homeowner, every cent counts.
But Brandy thought she had an out. Under Alberta law, you can cancel a door-to-door contract within 10 days. She was 3 days in when she called to cancel it, but they'd already removed her old furnace. So this is the furnace room.
Yeah.
Got lots of ductwork, but Where's your furnace gone? How long has it been like this?
Since May.
That's 4 months without a furnace.
Yeah.
It's getting cold outside, you know.
No, it is cold outside.
So W5 contacted Alberta Energy Group, and in a written response under its new name of Just Green Home Services, admitted that some homeowners are not happy with the door-to-door sales process, and occasionally there are complaints from some of our customers, but claims no installations are started until after customer verification calls, and that they have a dispute resolution team to resolve problems. Brandy's mom discovered dispute resolution meant pay up.
I was dealing with a gal down in Calgary. She was very persistent. And I said, we are not paying for this. We're breaking contract. We're within our rights to break contract.
And what did you say to that?
She says, well, then we'll give you a payout deal. Well, first off the hop, it was $5,700.
That's not the cost of the furnace.
Exactly.
What was the real value of that furnace?
After we spoke with the Consumer Investigation Unit and I spoke with a couple of sales reps from very reputable furnace companies here in the city, they believe that that furnace isn't worth more than $700.
Locked in a standoff, Brandy and her mom refused to budge. And here's something interesting about Alberta Energy Group. It's not connected to OEG, even with their similar sounding names, but AEG's boss, Jean-Luc de La Fontaine, well, his online resume shows that he used to be regional sales manager for OEG. Our request for an on-camera interview with AEG was refused, but we still had questions. So we went to the company's head office in Mississauga, Ontario. I'm looking for Mr. de La Fontaine.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Sure, thanks. We waited, but after half an hour, they didn't want us hanging around any longer.
Hi there, I've been asked to come and ask you guys to please leave. We don't authorize you guys to be here.
Okay. So with no answers at AEG, we tried finding OEG and its boss, Eugene Farber, together facing 142 charges under Ontario's Consumer Protection Act. Our first stop was the address listed on OEG's website. Locked up tight. So we contacted the only number we had for one of the lawyers defending him on those civil consumer charges. Pradeep Chand called us back. We've heard from several people, sir, who were saying that some of the salespeople for your client's company misrepresented themselves when they came to the door.
As you can appreciate, Mr. Farber has his counsel with respect to these matters involving W5. He will be in touch with you in due course. That's all I can advise you at this point.
Will he accept an interview, sir? Because we want to hear his side of the story.
I understand that, sir. I'll forward your remarks to him.
Any comments at all about the charges that have been laid under the Protection Act, Consumer Protection Act?
It would be improper for myself or Mr. Farber to comment on the matters that are before the court.
Well, shortly after the phone call, we received a letter from another lawyer representing Eugene Farber at a prominent Toronto firm. He characterized the complaints against his clients as a small handful of customers who are not reflective of OEG's business practices and are not representative of the experience of the overwhelming majority of OEG's customers. The lawyer said Farber would not be providing an on-camera interview. So there was one last chance to hear his side of the story. We discovered a new office for OEG in this Mississauga tower in an unadvertised location.
Hi, I'm Kevin Newman from CTV's W5. We've been trying to reach Mr. Farber. Haven't had any luck just through his lawyers. I'm wondering whether or not I might be able to ask him a couple of questions if he's in the office today.
He is actually not in the office at this moment.
Do you expect him later today?
Unfortunately, I'm not too sure.
All right, could I leave a phone number for him to contact me?
Sure.
Eugene Farber didn't call back. In London, Ontario, lawyer Jonathan Foreman is getting ready to file a class action suit against Farber and his company on behalf of an estimated 10,000 customers of OEG, claiming its door-to-door sales tactics violated Ontario's Consumer Protection Act.
That case alleges that there are aspects of Ontario Energy Group's business structure that would suggest they have affiliation with the Ontario government, for example, or that the sales technique may involve people performing an audit or an inspection of bills under some mandate.
So you don't actually have to say, I am with a government agency. If the impression is left that you're an inspector or you have some sort of official role, that contravenes the Act.
That is exactly the kind of conduct that the Act is designed to prevent. The Act is designed to make sure that consumers have truthful information about the kind of thing they're being asked to spend their money on.
Back in Peterborough, Deb Hattie is considering her legal options against OEG. In Brockville, Elaine and John Fraser are considering joining any class action suit, and so are Amy and Stephen Labrache. In Edmonton, though, the stalemate has ended. AEG, which had told us it tries to resolve any issues it has with customers, relented. Brandy Prowse was told she could keep the uninstalled new furnace and not pay any money. So she's hiring a reputable installer to finally give her home heat, as a Canadian autumn quickly turns to winter.